So it's all the same thing. It's just with time things get more clarified, and the concepts become easier to understand with time because of evolution. We could say that evolve. We're evolving into something different, and quote better. We could debate whether it's better or not, but we definitely have, with time, we have the ability to clarify things and make them transform into easier to understand concepts. That's what happens with information with time. So for the longest, it was called a prayer. Now we call it, law of attraction, frequency coming out of your brain, emitted to the universe. So we're emitting that frequency of that car. We feel good inside. We're sending that frequency all across the universe to, and ultimately it's hitting that frequency. It's hitting that car. It's landing on that car, almost as if you're calling it like a magnet. You know what I'm saying? And if you do it long enough, consistent enough, and with no resistance, it will come to you. That is the theory of the law of attraction. But again, Thomas Edison, the guy who created the light bulb, Albert Einstein, one of the smartest guys to ever lived, both said at the end of the century that the brain is a transmitter and a receiver of frequency. So if everything is made up of frequency, of energy, and we have the ability to send whatever frequency we want, and for the longest, prayer, and now what's called the law of attraction, has told us that with that there is of something that you send out of you that could bring that about into your life. Think about it. So maybe Thomas Edison and Albert Einstein were right. You know, in his book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill was a very interesting character. Napoleon Hill was hired by the richest man in the world at that time, Andrew Carnegie, the guy who created U.S. Steel, became one of the richest, I believe, the richest man in on planet Earth, with a fortune. And that in these days, you can't create a company with that much amount of fortune because of the laws and regulations that are about today. But in that time, that company, that U.S. Steel company that Andrew Carnegie created, made him billions of dollars. Right? Andrew Carnegie hired Napoleon Hill, the author of the famous Think and Grow Rich. He hired Napoleon Hill on a 20-year commission. And in that commission, he were to study the richest man on planet Earth, and he were to find the common denominator of all these individuals, and see if there was a common denominator that caused them to be financially wealthy. See if there was a common denominator within rich people. In other words, that was his job. It was a 20-year commission. Andrew Carnegie hired Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill, Andrew Carnegie introduced Napoleon Hill to the richest man in the world at that time. People like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, successful people. Firestone at the time, J.P. Morgan, people like that. He introduced them to them, and he invited Napoleon Hill into that circle so he could see if there was a common denominator within rich people, to the fact that that common denominator could make them rich, and if that common denominator could be found and and discovered, then other it can be shared and other people can make that fortune. That is why Think and Grow Rich has become such a success throughout time, because of the success that it brings. But Think and Grow Rich is not the real masterpiece of his work. His real work was a book before that that is called the Laws of Success. The Laws of Success in 16 lessons, I believe. The Laws of Success in 16 lessons. And that book is huge. I actually own a copy of that book. It's huge. It's huge, like that big book. I read it all. Great book. I read Think and Grow Rich as well. Think and Grow Rich is great, but the Laws of Success, that's deeper. That's apparently theory is that the loss of Think and Grow Rich comes from the Loss of Success in 16 lessons. So the Loss of Success in 16 lessons was watered down, apparently, for specific reasons, which I will not go into right now, because I really don't know if that really was the case. But the theory is that for specific reasons that book was watered down, and and then came about Think and Grow Rich. And I could see it because there's a lot of similarities in Think Grow Rich and The Loss of Success. But The Loss of Success is a much more deeper book, goes into much more detail on every concept and even more concepts that Think Grow Rich don't have. I would suggest anybody out there who is interested in this type of information to grab Think and Grow Rich, but also grab The Loss of Success in 16 Lessons. It's a great book. Great long book, and you may take a while reading it, but it's so full of information. And if you're really into this information and want to learn it, you won't even realize that it's a big book, because you will have so much fun reading it. So it's so packed with good information that excitement you're abundant in excitement when you're reading this book, because it's so good, and it talks about energy in much more specific terms than in Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich talks about it, but Loss of Success talks about energy, and what I talked about in this video in much more deeper ways. And this is at the end of the century. This is not like 10 years ago, like, and this era, this is long time ago. Yeah, they had these beliefs, and this information is what the super successful have believed throughout time. We touched a little bit on here. For the longest, it was called prayer. You were to pray to God, and now it's called the law of attraction, and you speaking to the universe, right? I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got much data and good information from this video that could help you in your life, and get your level of belief of how powerful you are up. If I could get the level of belief in you of who you really are and how much of a champion and powerful, get the champion, how powerful you are, and how you can change your world, not the world but your world, and create it into the world that you want. That's how powerful you are, and even you're more powerful than that, to points that the human mind can't even comprehend. More on that later. For now, I hope this video has empowered you guys. It has, if it could just increase your level of belief of how, and just give you a quick realization of how powerful you are, I think I would have done my job in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day, great week, and know that you were designed for greatness. You were designed to be awesome beyond your belief. You were designed to be a champion. You were designed to win in life. You were designed for every single day of your life to be a success and for you to feel joyful and happy. That's who you were designed to be. God bless you guys. I'll talk to you soon.